When NA Valorant Franchising was first announced, there were a lot of negative opinions from the pro scene about the limit of 5 NA teams in the league. I want to revisit this conversation before the kickoff tournament next week to talk about why Riot made this decision, providing context as a longtime fan of the successful League of Legends franchise league, the LCS. It's apparent to me that Riot's decisions with Valorant Franchising are spot on, and a direct result of mistakes and key learnings from the LCS.
The LCS is having a disastrous offseason that has some pretty wide-ranging implications.
Riot just killed the league, or the whole scene. What the?
To start, I want to emphasize how long I've been following the League of Legends scene. I played the game religiously for about 11 years from open beta in 2009 until about 2020 when Valorant was released. I was a relatively high-ranked player for those 11 years who also competed casually in the grassroots League of Legends scene. I was around to witness League of Legends transform from a buggy Dota clone into a worldwide phenomenon.
DRX are your 2022 World Champion!
I have been a part of the community long enough to see both the short-term and long-term side effects of some of the initial decisions with the franchise league. I've also been a longtime CSGO fan. Although I don't understand the competitive structure as well as the LCS, I have some understanding of what the pro scene looked like and what it eventually evolved into. So let's get into reasons why Riot decided to limit the number of NA franchise teams to 5. Number 1. Franchise teams need to be financially competitive. Throughout the years of the LCS, there has been a serious issue with bottom franchise teams simply losing a financial war. All 10 teams in the LCS have always had different financial situations. The best teams can buy the best players and will gain fan base and revenue as a result. The teams at the top of the financial food chain like Team Liquid, C9, or TSM have given life-changing contracts to World Championship winners for them to come play for them, while teams at the bottom are scrambling for forgotten Tier 1 or Tier 2 players that show enough promise but aren't already monopolized by bigger orgs. In the NBA, for example, salary cap rules exist for teams to help balance financial discrepancies between orgs. But in eSports, there aren't those systems in place. You can see that in these games from 2017, the viewership difference between C9 versus CLG compared to FlyQuest versus Dignitas is basically double. In terms of fan base and by extension financials, these orgs cannot even compete on the same level. Today there are likely more than 5 NA teams that can compete financially, but Riot are clearly playing it on the safe side. It's certain that all 5 NA franchise teams can compete financially and can all fight for the best players. Number 2. The VCT Americas League is a semi-international league. We're competing closely with an entire other continent who are extremely competitive as a whole. Let's not forget that they took home the VCT Champions trophy last year. When you think hard about CSGO's NA scene over the past 15 years, there were only ever a handful of NA teams that could actually compete on the international scale. To have 5 teams worth of international caliber players from NA is pretty much in line with what we'd expect. Number 3. The Ascension League gives fans a reason to cheer for new teams. This point is separate but ties into the first point about finances. Teams and orgs competing in the Ascension League are by nature going to be less financially strong, but they'll have a better chance to gain a massive fan base with smaller risk than if these teams participated in the franchise league. We only cared about players from Ghost Gaming and The Guard because they showed everyone that they were a force to be reckoned with in the open circuit. Although there are still going to be financial barriers in Ascension, the main thing that matters is skill. Underdog stories are waiting to happen. Just think about how much more you'll care about a team making it through the Ascension Gauntlet compared to if they were just a 10th place team in the franchise league. Finally, all my points are still contingent on another common outlook many people have, which is that the success of the entire NA scene stands on the success of the Ascension League. If the Ascension League falters and Riot does not invest enough money and effort into making it something to care about, Valorant eSports will just lose a lot of interest. That being said, Riot knows their failure with promoting a successful Tier 2 scene for League of Legends. NA League of Legends has always been one of the worst major regions throughout history, and started to experience a steeper decline since Riot franchised the LCS and made it impossible for teams to promote or demote from the league. Not a single NA team made the World Championship playoffs in 2022. Homegrown talent significantly stagnated because there was too much gatekeeping in a system without a direct and transparent way to move up or down. There aren't fresh teams or new faces in the LCS, just a reshuffling of old ones year over year. Something they clearly tried to fix in Valorant with Ascension. These failures from the NA League of Legends scene were certainly on Riot's mind as they designed the Ascension circuit for Valorant. As we look forward to the exciting kickoff tournament, let's hope that Riot continues to listen to our feedback and improves Valorant esports for the benefit of us all.